So on Friday, Donald Trump and the MAGA propaganda machine, they were caught off guard by Vice President Kamala Harris, who took a very important trip to the border. She went to Douglas, Arizona, where she also delivered a very important speech on immigration. And she says that she refuses to buy into this false choice that you can't be strong on the border and also have a humane immigration policy. And she called out Donald Trump and MAGA Republicans for killing the bipartisan border deal that would have improved the border so much. But Donald Trump said kill the bill because he wanted to run on problems at the border. So Donald Trump actually ordered MAGA Republicans to kill the bill. So I want to share with you some key portions of Vice President Kamala Harris's incredible speech in Douglas, Arizona. But first, let me just show you what went down in the words of the MAGA Republicans. So I want to share with you what Donald Trump said about killing the border deal. I want to show you where Donald Trump took credit for it and said, blame me. Then I want to show you some of the voices of other Republicans who admit Donald Trump told us to kill a bipartisan bill whose lead negotiator was a Republican from Oklahoma. This was the strongest immigration bill. Then I want to show you Vice President Kamala Harris's speech so you can judge for yourself. Now, I want to remind you to hit subscribe right now. Help us at the MeidasTouch Network get to 4 million subscribers. Also, check out our new Substack at MeidasPlus.com. Check that out. Okay, so here's Donald Trump's post. You see it right here, where he basically orders the MAGA Republicans to kill the bill. Then here's Donald Trump taking credit for being responsible for killing a bipartisan border deal. Play the clip.
But you give illegal taxpayer-funded lawyers, so they have millions of dollars in this agreement, in this deal, which we, by the way, killed. I think we killed it. I think it's dead. But you can never say it because bad bills always come back to life because these guys make a lot of money with bad bills. But they give millions, tens of millions of dollars, it's down there, to lawyers to represent the illegal immigrants that come into our country. It's not even believable.
Here, Donald Trump then says, blame me for killing the bill. Play the clip.
And I'll fight it all the way. I notice a lot of the senators are trying to say respectfully they're blaming it on me. I said, that's okay. Please blame it on me. Please.
Now, here's the Republican from Oklahoma, very conservative, James Lankford for Oklahoma, who led the negotiations for the bipartisan border deal that the Democrats agreed to implement. They would have got everything that people have been saying that's needed at the border, would have provided the resources, helped stop the flow of fentanyl, by the way, which was at record levels, by the way, through when Donald Trump was in office, and would have had very strong borders. But Donald Trump said, kill the bill. This is Republican James Lankford saying it. Play the clip.
In fact, I had a popular commentator 4 weeks ago that I talked to that told me flat out, before they knew any of the contents of the bill, nothing was out at that point, that told me flat out, if you try to move a bill that solves the border crisis during this presidential year, I will do whatever I can to destroy you.
Now I can show you the Republican leader in the Senate, Mitch McConnell, saying it. Here's McConnell right here.
Know the answer. I think the demonization of Ukraine began by Tucker Carlson, who, in my opinion, ended up where he should have been all along, which is interviewing Vladimir Putin. And so he had an enormous audience, which convinced a lot of rank-and-file Republicans that maybe this was a mistake. I think the former president had sort of mixed views on it. We all felt that border was a complete disaster, myself included. And Chad, you remember covering the phases we went through. First, there was an effort to make law, which requires you to deal with Democrats. And then a number of our members thought it wasn't good enough. And then our nominee for president didn't seem to want us to do anything at all. That took months to work our way through it. So
Okay, I just want to show you what they're saying in their own words. Here's Lindsey Graham also talking about the bipartisan border deal that Donald Trump killed. So we're all in agreement that this is what the Republicans are saying. I don't want to use rhetoric. I just want to show you their own words. Here's what Lindsey Graham has to say. Let's play this clip.
And I regret that. So everybody who comes on this floor and says our border's broken, we should do something about it, you're absolutely right. And unfortunately, we didn't get there. President Trump opposed a Senate bill. We couldn't find a better way forward that would get 60 votes. I hate that, but now we have to deal with what's left for us to take care of in the world.
As a kid, I loved eating cereal, but as an adult, I don't want all that sugar, and most cereals don't give me the protein I need. Then I found Magic Spoon, a nostalgically delicious cereal that tastes just like my childhood favorites, but without the sugar and with a ton of protein. And if you're already a Magic Spoon fan like I am, I have big news. Magic Spoon has turned their super popular cereal into high protein treats that are light, crispy, and taste just like those classic crunchy cereal bars. Magic Spoon's brand new treats are so delicious and have already become my favorite before and after gym snack. Every serving of Magic Spoon cereal has 13 grams of protein, 0 grams of sugar, and 4 grams of net carbs, so you can feel good about what you are eating. The most popular flavors are fruity and cocoa, and there's so many more. I love the cocoa ones. Magic Spoon's brand new treats are crispy, crunchy, airy, and an easy way to get 11 grams of protein on the go. And for the first time ever, Magic Spoon treats are available in grocery stores with delicious flavors like marshmallow and chocolate peanut butter, chocolatey peanut butter. I personally love Magic Spoon's chocolatey peanut butter treats. I have one every morning to start the day off on the right foot, and I know you will love it as well. Get $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/Meidas or look for Magic Spoon in your nearest grocery store. That's magicspoon.com/Meidas, MEIDAS, for $5 off. Magic Spoon, hold on to the dream. magicspoon.com/Meidas. So now, when Vice President Kamala Harris went to the border to give this very important speech, let me just show you how Fox was covering it. So while they showed only small portions of the speech, take a look at the chyrons right here. This is from Fox. This is why they're so not serious. So on Jesse Waters, it says, Kamala stages photo op at border. So they attack her for being at the border. Then Fox has this chyron. Kamala vows to fix border that she destroyed. I want to be clear about other stats as well. Right now, there are less border crossings right now than when Trump was in office right now, because after Donald Trump and Republicans blocked the bipartisan border deal because they wanted to run on problems at the border, President Biden implemented an executive order. First, he went through the appropriate channels of getting a bill that's turned into a law that he could sign, but Republicans killed that. So now Fox is saying Kamala vows to fix border that she destroyed as her chyron. I mean, as the chyron there. Just think about how unserious that is, and again, why this is just a propaganda machine on a news network. Then it goes on to say, why hasn't she done this yet? ? Well, if you were being a serious news network, which you should be, like we are here at the MeidasTouch Network, maybe show the clips of the Republicans who explain the reason, right? I think that our viewers, Fox viewers, Republicans, Democrats deserve to know the truth, and we could explain it in the way we're doing it right now. And then there's other chyrons. Why is Kamala visiting the border now? Let me show you some of the key portions of her speech, though, which I think, again, were absolutely important. And this is a great speech about the border. She says that if she's elected, she will bring back the border security bill. Play this clip.
And as president, I won't only bring back the border security bill that Donald Trump tanked. I will do more to secure our border. To reduce illegal border crossings, I will take further action to keep the border closed between ports of entry. Those who cross our borders unlawfully will be apprehended and removed and barred from re-entering for 5 years. We will pursue more severe criminal charges against repeat violators. And if someone does not make an asylum request at a legal point of entry and instead crosses our border unlawfully, they will be barred from receiving asylum. While we understand that many people are desperate to migrate to the United States, our system must be orderly and secure. And that is my goal. And that is my goal.
Here she says that Trump did nothing to fix the immigration system when he was in office, which is true. Play the clip.
This is not working as it can and as it should. And so, as I said at the beginning, these issues are highly consequential for our nation. And the contrast in this election is clear. It is a choice between common sense solutions and the same old political games. In the 4 years that Donald Trump was president, he did nothing to fix our broken immigration system. He did not solve the shortage of immigration judges. He did not solve the shortage of border agents. He did not create lawful pathways into our nation. He did nothing to address an outdated asylum system and did not work with other governments in our hemisphere to deal with what clearly is also a regional challenge. As overdoses went up during his presidency, he fought to slash funding for the fight against fentanyl. And what did he do instead? Well, let's talk about that. He separated families. He ripped toddlers out of their mother's arms, put children in cages, and tried to end protections for dreamers. He made the challenges at the border worse. And he is still fanning the flames of fear and division.
She then talks about how Trump's behavior was an abdication of leadership. Play the clip.
Children in cages and tried to end protections for dreamers. He made the challenges at the border worse. And he is still fanning the flames of fear and division. And let me be clear, that is not the work of a leader. That is not the work of a leader. And that is, in fact, I think we all believe, an abdication of leadership. And so, on behalf of all across our nation who want to see these problems solved, I say we cannot accept Donald Trump's failure to lead. We should not permit scapegoating instead of solutions. And let's see what's happening. Let's not permit scapegoating instead of solutions, or rhetoric instead of results.
Here she talks about the choice between common sense solution and these political games that Trump and MAGAs are playing. Play the clip.
These issues are highly consequential for our nation. And the contrast in this election is clear. It is a choice between common sense solutions and the same old political games. In the 4 years that Donald Trump was president, he did nothing to fix our broken immigration system. He did not solve the shortage of immigration judges. He did not solve the shortage of border agents. He did not create lawful pathways into our nation. He did nothing to address an outdated asylum system and did not work with other governments in our hemisphere to deal with what clearly is also a regional challenge. As overdoses went up during his presidency, he fought to slash funding for the fight against fentanyl. And what did he do instead? Well, let's talk about that. He separated families. He ripped toddlers out of their mother's arms, put children in cages, and tried to end protections for dreamers. He made the challenges at the border worse. And he is still fanning the flames of fear and division. And let me be clear, that is not the work of a leader. That is not the work of a leader. And that is, in fact, I think we all believe, an abdication of leadership. And so, on behalf of all across our nation who want to see these problems solved, I say we cannot accept Donald Trump's failure to lead. We should not permit scapegoating instead of solutions. And let's see what's happening. Let's not permit scapegoating instead of solutions, or rhetoric instead of results.
She then talks about the false choice that MAGAs and media claim that exists. Play the clip.
I reject the false choice. I reject the false choice that suggests we must either choose between securing our border or creating a system of immigration that is safe, orderly, and humane. We can and we must do both. We must do both. And we need clear legal pathways for people seeking to come into our country. And we must make our current system work better. For example, it can take years for asylum claims to be decided. Well, this is a problem we can solve, including by hiring more asylum officers and expanding processing centers in people's home countries. And as president, I will work with Congress to create, at long last, a pathway to citizenship for hardworking immigrants who have been here for years. For years. And deserve to have a system that works. I also have in mind our dreamers. I have met with so many of our dreamers throughout my career. They who have grown up in the United States, were educated here, pay taxes here, serve in our military, and contribute to our communities every day. They are American in every way. But still, they do not have an earned pathway to citizenship. And this problem has gone unsolved at this point now for decades. The same goes for farm workers, who ensure that we have food on our tables and who sustain our agricultural industry. And they too have been in legal limbo for years because politicians have refused to come together to fix our broken immigration system. Well, as president, I will put politics aside to fix our immigration system and find solutions to problems which have persisted for far too long. For far too long, we have all known this is not working as it can and as it should.
She then talks about the bill, the strongest security bill. That's why I wanted to show you those other clips at the front of this video, so you know, oh, Ben, you're spinning this for Vice President Kamala. No, I'm showing you what the Republicans were saying, what Trump's own party was saying. Here, play this clip of her saying this was the strongest bill, and Trump said, kill the bill. Play the clip.
And why last December I helped raise the rate of overtime pay for border agents, and also why I strongly supported the comprehensive border security bill. Written last year, as you know, by a bipartisan group of senators, including one of the most conservative members of the United States Congress. That bill would have hired 1,500 more border agents and officers. It would have paid for 100 inspection machines to detect fentanyl that is killing tens of thousands of Americans every year. It would have allowed us to more quickly and effectively remove those who come here illegally, and it would have increased the number of immigration judges and asylum officers. It was the strongest border security bill we have seen in decades. It was endorsed by the Border Patrol Union, and it should be in effect today, producing results in real time right now for our country. But Donald Trump tanked it. He picked up the phone and called some friends in Congress and said, stop the bill. Because you see, he prefers to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. And the American people deserve a president who cares more about border security than playing political games and their personal political future. And so even though Donald Trump tried to sabotage the border security bill, it is my pledge to you that as President of the United States, I will bring it back up and proudly sign it into law.
Then Vice President Kamala Harris said it's important that we work together, not against each other. Here, play this clip.
To fix these problems. And look, transnational gangs, one of the things I know about them, they are always innovating. So to disrupt them, we must do the same. And that means, again, working together in real time, grounded on finding common sense approaches, not just about some rhetoric at a rally, but actually doing the work of fixing a problem.
So I think all of that was important to show you, and I understand maybe it was my wind up in the beginning, if you will, was a little longer, but I thought it was important that I give you all those data points, I think, so that you could make an informed decision about where you stand on these issues. It's in your hands now, but you're empowered with the info, right? So think for yourself. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.